What is up, guys? thenobleflame back here today, bringing you another Black and White 2 Wi-Fi battle. And today we're going back down to OU because I cannot play Ubers for shit. But yeah. So I messed around with this old sand team from Black and White 1 that I had, and basically I replaced Heracross with the Sand Rush Sand Slash, and I replaced Bronzong with a bulky Therian form Landorus. And Landorus is a bulky motherfucker, and I think he has 306 defense, impish natured, and plus with his Intimidate, he walls people better than Ghostcore. And Sand Slash, obviously, good Sand Sweeper, because he gets the Sword Dance, he has the Rapid Spin coverage, and he has the Sand Rush, so he outspeeds almost everything. So, yeah, looking at my opponent's team, he doesn't really, if you notice, he doesn't really have anything that can take a hit, so, that's going to play into my advantage later. And also, he has 3 things that are immune to Earth, like Earth Power and Earthquake, so I gotta watch out for that. And that Flygon going to be really annoying, that Hydreigon going to be really annoying. And that Virizion kind of, but not really, because I can wall it with Landorus. But yeah, let's just go on and get this battle underway. So, I'm going to lead off with my Tyranitar. He's going to lead off with his Archeops. And, I didn't really know what to expect. I just led with Tyranitar just to set up my sand because he doesn't have a weather team, so I wanted to get it up as quick as possible. So I'm going to switch out into my Landorus Therian form, predicting some sort of, like, physical, like a Flying Gem Acrobatics, but he actually goes for the Focus Blast, and I was like, okay, that's kind of weird. I've never seen that before, but, it does kind of work because Archeops' special attack is decent, but I don't think he has a very good move pool. So that's kind of weird. But anyway, he switches into the Superior and he's trying to set up on me with the Coil. I'm just gonna stay in because I don't really know what to expect because I've never seen a Superior in OU. And yeah, I believe he goes for another Coil or he just goes straight for the Leaf Blade. So I'm going to switch out into my Heatran, predicting either him to Coil or him to go for a Grass move. And in hindsight, I probably should have left this Heatran like out of the battle for a little while just to keep my Air Balloon, because I could have used that for Flygon, but what can you do? Anyway, I'm predicting him to switch out. I'm gonna go into this Arcanine to take the Fire move because of his Flash Fire. I'm gonna go for the Earth Power, and that does a really, really good chunk. So now, obviously, I can't stand because of the close combat, so I'm going to switch out into my Landorus Therian form to take that close combat, and I take that perfectly. And, yeah. So now, I think I double switch out. Oh, no, I stay in because I know he can't do anything to me. And he switches out into his... Oh, no. This is what happened. Okay. Predicting him to switch out, I switch out into my Sand Slash because I know I can outspeed everything on his team, but he ends up bringing out the Superior, and I don't really want to take a Leaf Blade just yet because I don't want to take too much damage on my sweeper, my main sweeper. So yeah, I'm gonna go right back out into my Landorus Therian form as he goes for another Leaf Blade, and I take that extremely well. Landorus, I don't think Landorus gets below like 85% HP, so yeah. Now he's going to start coiling up again, and I'm going to just Stone Edge, because I don't really know what he's going to do again. And Stone Edge would do a sizable chunk to anything that came in. But, yeah, now I'm going to switch out again into my Heatran, because I know he's just going to go straight for the Leaf Blade again. And, yeah, now I have him in the same situation, so I was predicting him to go into his Flygon, predicting me to go for the Earth Power so he can get a free switch in. But he actually just goes back into his Arcanine again. So, yeah, that doesn't do too much, but, whatever. So now I'm going to switch back out into my Landorus Therian form. And, he goes for the close combat again, I believe. But, yeah. I think, yeah, okay. He goes for the Extreme Speed, and, as I switch back into my Heatran. But, when he went for the Extreme Speed, I kind of realized that he was kind of foddering himself off because he's at such low HP. I thought he would have wanted to keep his Arcanine a little longer, but I guess he just doesn't care about it. So now I'm gonna switch back into my Nian because I realized that I can't stay in again. So he goes for a close combat again, and this is just like a giant cycle. I'm having deja vu. But yeah, at this point I think he switches out and goes into his back into his superior. And yes, he does. As I just go for the earthquake, and that earthquake is obviously going to take that superior down from that range. So yeah, that's a dead superior, and I finally killed one of his Pokemon 16 turns in. But yeah, now he's gonna bring in this Hydreigon, and I obviously can't stay in on this Hydreigon because it's Hydreigon, and a Choice Specs Hydreigon destroys everything in OU. But yeah, so I'm just gonna switch into my Credility to take the Surf, and he goes for the Fire Blast again. That's not gonna do anything to my Credility because my Sand's up, and Credility is bulky as shit. And so I'm just gonna set up my late game Stealth Rocks, but it actually works into my favor later, as you'll see. But yeah. I didn't really know what he was gonna do, so I just kind of went for the Ancient Power, just to like hit anything that came in and try to fish for the all stat boost. But he actually brings in this Archeops, which is perfect, and then he sends in his Arcanine, which dies to Stealth Rock. So now, in like 3 turns, I'm up 6-3, which is I was like, oh man, I'm gonna destroy this guy. Then he brings in this Flygon, and I was like, oh my god, why? So now I go into my Lander Syrian form, expecting to take some sort of physical move. Expecting him to be Scarfed too, but he's actually not. He's some sort of weird substitute bulky thing or something. I don't even know. But yeah, I go for a Stone Edge, but I got hit with the Fire Blast, so my Landorus was like, man, I don't want to hit a Stone Edge because I just got hit in the face with a Fire Blast and I'm just not feeling it. So yeah, expecting some sort of special attack move because that's what he's been going for. I go into my Tyranitar to take it, but he goes for the Earthquake, and I was like, oh shit, man, what the hell? So now I gotta switch out again, or else I'm gonna lose my T-Tyre, so I'm gonna go back into my Landorus to take whatever he wants. He just goes for the Earthquake, but I'm Flying type, so obviously not gonna do too much. And yeah, so now he goes for a second Fire Blast. And at this point I'm just trying to break his sub, but it doesn't actually happen because... Oh, it does happen, I lied. Yeah, so I break his sub, and now, he goes for a second sub, so I'm just trying to keep his sub broken, because I need it to go away for now. And, yeah, so I can bring in something faster than it, and then kill it. Yeah, I'm just gonna keep staying in, and, at this point, I switch out, and I go back into my T-Type, because I thought that I could be able to live an Earthquake from where I was, because he's at -2 from the Intimidate, but... as it turns out, I can't, which I guess makes sense because I'm not running any defense EVs, but I thought that Tyranitar's natural bulk could have been able to save me, and I could have broke his sub, so that kind of sucks. So now I have to go into my Sandslash because it's the most expendable person on my team, because it's not really it doesn't really do anything for me against this guy. So yeah, so now I Sword Stance up, and now I'm just gonna keep breaking his sub. Because I need this guy not to be behind a sub for when my Alakazam comes in to kill it. So he Fire Blasts me, and I think I can live one more, so I'm gonna stay in again just in case he wanted to go for the stub. And I ended up missing the Stone Edge anyway, so it doesn't even matter. And he goes for the Fire Blast, and he gets a burn too. So will be the end of my Sandslash. But he did his job. If it wasn't for Sandslash, I probably would have lost this battle because that Flygon would have swept me. But yeah, now I'm just gonna go into my my Alakazam and just Psychic him and finally kill this thing off. That Flygon is a douchebag and just didn't want to cooperate. But yeah, here was the turning point of the battle. I went for the Focus Blast and I missed. Now I do not have anything to counter his Virizion to kill it, because my Alakazam is dead. So at this point, I pretty much was convinced that I was going to lose the battle. But yeah, so now I'm going to go into my Heatran, hoping to live a Surf, but he's Expert Belted, as he reveals to me, and I die. So that kind of sucks. But now I'm going to go back into my Credility, and he's going to switch out into his Virizion. And I know right here, I didn't notice this at first, but he doesn't have any Leftovers recovery. And he's not Scarfed or Banded or like specs. So I'm thinking he's expert belted, but I'm not entirely sure. So I didn't really know what to expect, so I just recovered. And he goes through the Giga Drain randomly, and he has a really weird set on this Virizion too. So it's I don't know. So yeah, now he goes back into his Hydreigon, and as I switch into my Landis Therian form, and this last little part is kind of stally, but it was necessary for me to win the battle. But yeah. Now I switch back into my Credility expecting a Surf, as he does go for the Surf, and right here I was kind of iffy on if he had Focus Blast or not, so I wanted to scout, and he doesn't actually have Focus Blast, which is great because now my Credility completely walls his Hydreigon, and I can possibly win this battle because he doesn't have any leftovers recovery, and Sandstorm and Stealth Rocks are withering him down. So basically all I need to do is keep switching and forcing him to switch out, and then I can win the battle. So yeah, he switches back out into his Hydreigon as I just go for the Stone Edge, and that is obviously going to KO from where he was at, and yeah. So the score now is 2-1, and now he sends back out his Virizion, but as you can see, he's not going to be able to do anything to me. He doesn't even get me down to half, so I'm just going to go for the Earthquake, and that's going to bring him down to the point where Sandstorm is going to kill him. And that will be the game. That was a really good game. I think my opponent's name was J Smooth 500. But yeah, that was a good fucking game. That was probably the best black and white game I've had so far. So yeah. Probably going to be using the same team. I'll try to... I want to make a Sun team with Tornadus with Heatwave, but I don't know. It doesn't really work because Tornadus without Hurricane just feels weird. You know what I mean? But yeah, that was a good game, and I am greasier than a motherfucker, so I'm gonna go shower. Talk to you guys next time.